My name's Hamid. I look after research and development at Tyk. In this short teaser video, I'm going to be showing you some of the work that we've been doing on our developer portal, allowing you using the Tyk Operator to be able to design your API, create security policies, and then go ahead and publish that to the developer portal as like an API product, allowing your portal developers to go and browse, discover the services that you have to offer, browse the documentation, interact with it, and then go ahead and then subscribe by maybe creating their own OAuth client. So without further ado, let's get started. To start this demonstration, I've pre-configured my API definition here, or pre-designed my API definition here for you. You can see that it's name HTTP bin OAuth2, name HTTP bin, protocol HTTP. We've got a target URL pointing to the HTTP bin request response service. We're using path-based routing here, so we've got a listen path of /HTTP bin. We'll strip that before proxying that to the service. We're saying that it's active, and then we're using the OAuth2 flow, whereby we're enabling the client credentials flow. This piece is just for API versioning. I've just got that all as defaults at the moment, and I've configured cores. Now the reason I've configured cores is so that we can publish documentation to the developer portal, and then we're allowed to send. Then the browser can send an options request to interact with the Swagger sandbox. Once I've done that, we've created a security policy in order to protect the API. So we're granting access to that HTTP bin service. We're specifying that the API is active. This is our HTTP bin security policy, and we can create for example, a rate limit of 100 requests per minute. So let's apply this. Okay, apply -f, and then that's called demo.yaml. We've created that. It's gone and done a bunch of things to reconcile this manifest with the state within Tyk. So if we have a look at our APIs, we've got our API HTTP bin here, and here we've got our HTTP bin security policy with the authentication type OAuth2. So let's go ahead and upload some documentation for this HTTP bin service now. So if we specify API version is tyk.tyk.io/HTTP bin, /v1 alpha1, and the kind is going to be portal API documentation, and we'll give it a name. I'm not very original, HTTP bin.oauth2, and then we'll give it a spec. Now the doc type is going to be a Swagger. We can specify a custom URL which points to some hosted documentation. And now the documentation, when we upload this documentation, it needs to be base64 encoded. And what I've got is an example here, because I'm running it locally. We're pointing to the local host. I can just copy that, and then I need to convert that to JSON. We can copy that and then convert that to base64 encoded. I'm going to encode that, copy that, and then paste the documentation there. Now, when I'm uploading the documentation, I need to specify which security policy that it's referencing. So this is HTTP bin.oauth2 in the default namespace. And in order to make this portal documentation visible, I need to publish the API to the developer portal. So let's create a kind, and this is portal API with the metadata bin.oauth2, name, and then we'll give it a spec, and this is my awesome HTTP bin API. We set show to true, and from here we want to publish the following security policy, which is HTTP bin.oauth2 in the default namespace, and the documentation is referencing this custom resource here, or this custom resource here, HP bin OAuth2. So anything that I'm missing, let's give it a description. My cool HTTP bin API long description. Now we're going to specify is keyless true. This will remove the button, and auth type is going to be OAuth2. Anything else that we need in here? Nope, that's fine. So if I go ahead and apply these changes, if I browse the catalog, what's missing? Nope. Let's see what our errors are. I've clearly done something wrong. Security policy, hpbin.oauth2 not found. So there's my error. So I have OAuth2. Let's go ahead and apply that now. And you should see the catalog now has the API published to the portal catalog, and we can now see and review this documentation. But before we go ahead and interact with it, we need to go and create an OAuth client. So let's register our app. Localhost. We create our app, and we've got a client ID here. And we've got a client secret here. Let's head over to the catalog, browse the documentation, and see if we can interact with this API. So I can paste my client secret and then copy the client ID, paste that there, and I'll authorize. And now I should be able to interact with the API. So let's send an example get request to the anything endpoint by hitting try it out. And you'll see we've got our response that's come back. And if I now, let's suppose we log out of this service and then we try it out again. And you can see we've got authorization field missing. So, once again, we published our API to the portal catalog, created an OAuth2 client, and this enabled us to subscribe to the API, obtain an client ID, client secret, and then interact with the API using the OpenAPI Spec 3 documentation. Thank you very much.